the heart of ancient China, under the sprawling canopies of gnarled willow trees, and amidst the tranquil gardens that whispered the secrets of the universe, there lived a scholar named Li Wei. His journey through the labyrinth of academia was not just a pursuit of knowledge, but a quest for moral and ethical enlightenment, deeply rooted in the Confucian philosophy that governed the era's intellectual discourse. Li Wei's story began on a crisp autumn morning, as golden leaves danced to the ground, painting the earth with the hues of wisdom. He was a young man with a fervent desire to understand the world beyond the tangible, to delve into the depths of moral intuition and explore the diversity of love as prescribed by Confucian tradition. His path was one of rigorous study, punctuated by moments of profound introspection and the pursuit of Li as a life-generating activity. As an unmatched narrative unfolds, Li Wei's journey is a testament to the power of storytelling, drawing the reader into a world where ancient philosophy meets the trials and triumphs of academic life. His encounters with fellow scholars, each a master of their craft, are marked by debates that are as much a clash of wits as they are a harmonious exchange of ideas, illustrating the Confucian emphasis on educational aspects and the practical application of virtue ethics. Li Wei's narrative ability shines through in his adept use of idioms, such as crossing the river by feeling the stones, to describe his cautious yet determined approach to navigating the complexities of academia. His journey is not without its challenges, from the rigorous examinations that test the limits of his knowledge to the ethical dilemmas that force him to confront the tension between generalism and particularism in morality. Through it all, Li Wei remains a figure of moral humility, embodying the Confucian virtues of conscientiousness and modesty. His story is enriched by real-life samples, from the ancient texts he pores over by candlelight to the lively discussions in the scholarly halls, each moment carefully woven into the narrative to enhance credibility and audience connection. As Li Wei's journey reaches its zenith, he stands before the assembly of scholars, ready to present his thesis on the integration of ethics and ontology. It is a moment of triumph, not just for Li Wei but for the narrative itself, which closes with an impactful reflection on the scholar's path as a journey of endless learning and moral growth. The scholar's path, navigating academia in ancient China, is a tale that transcends time. Its engaging opener and impactful close a reminder of the enduring power of storytelling. Crafted in approachable English, it is a narrative that is perfect for translation into speech, resonating with audiences across cultures and generations. In the end, Li Wei's story is not just a chronicle of academic pursuit, but a profound exploration of the human condition, guided by the ancient wisdom of Confucian philosophy. In the heart of ancient China, amidst the flourishing Han Dynasty, lived a scholar whose life was a testament to the timeless dance of ink and ambition. His name, lost to the sands of time, mattered less than the legacy of wisdom he left behind. This tale, drawing from the rich tapestry of Confucian philosophy, is a narrative steeped in the virtues of diligence, humility, and the pursuit of moral excellence, a journey through the eyes of a figure who embodied the essence of scholarly pursuit and ethical living. Our scholar, let us call him Li Wei, began each day before the sun kissed the horizon. His mornings spent in the tranquil embrace of nature, reflecting on the diversity of love and the moral intuitions that guided his path. He believed, as Confucius once taught, that the practice of Li, the principle of ritual, conduct, and manners, was not merely a societal obligation but a life-generating activity that nurtured the soul and cultivated virtue within the fabric of the community. With a mind as sharp as the bamboo quills he wrote with, Li Wei embarked on a quest not for fame but for enlightenment. His writings, though never seeking the limelight, became lanterns in the dark for those who sought guidance. Through his mastery of narrative, he wove tales that mirrored the complexities of life, each story a delicate tapestry of idioms that enriched the moral lessons veiled within, making them relatable and profound. Li Wei's skillful deployment of idioms such as drawing water with a sieve to illustrate the futility of certain endeavors, or the blue dye comes from the indigo plant but is bluer than the plant it comes from, to signify the surpassing of a teacher by the student, added layers of meaning to his narratives. His integration of real-life samples, like the story of a humble farmer who, through diligence and conscientiousness, harvested a bounty that fed not just his family but his entire village, served as a testament to the practical application of virtue ethics in everyday life. Yet, the life of a scholar in the Han Dynasty was not without its constraints. Li Wei navigated the delicate balance between originality and the expectations of his audience, ensuring his tales were engaging yet respectful of the ethical and legal guidelines that governed the scholarly and literary worlds. His narratives, confined within the range of 6,000 to 10,000 characters, were masterpieces of brevity and depth, offering substantial insights into the human condition and the virtues that underpin a harmonious society. In his exploration of ethics and ontology, Li Wei delved into the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue, merging philosophical discourse with the narrative art. His stories, while grounded in the particularism of moral decisions, did not shy away from the generalism that Confucianism sometimes wrestled with, reflecting on the universal truths that bind humanity. Li Wei's life was a mirror to the Confucian ideal of the scholar who, through the pursuit of knowledge and virtue, aspires not just to better himself but to contribute to the betterment of society. His tales, though set in the distant past of the Han Dynasty, echo through time, reminding us of the enduring relevance of Confucian philosophy in guiding ethical conduct and moral development. In the end, Li Wei's legacy was not just in the scrolls of wisdom he left behind but in the lives he touched through his narrative genius and moral vision. Ink and Ambition. The life of a scholar in the Han Dynasty is not just a story from the annals of history. It is a beacon for all who navigate the complexities of life, seeking to find balance, purpose, and virtue in their journey. In the heart of the Han Dynasty, when the empire was at the zenith of its cultural and intellectual prowess, there lived a scholar named Wen Yu. His life was a testament to the Confucian ideals that underpin society's fabric, weaving through it the threads of moral intuition and the diversity of love. Wen Yu's journey was not merely one of personal enlightenment but also of societal contribution, embodying the very essence of Confucian philosophy, where ethics and ontology merged seamlessly. Wen Yu's story began in the bustling streets of Chang'an, the empire's capital, where scholars and poets alike gathered to exchange ideas. However, Wen Yu's approach to scholarship was distinct. He believed in the practical application of virtue ethics, considering Li not just as a ceremonial rite but as a life-generating activity. His unmatched narrative ability was evident in the way he articulated his thoughts, making complex philosophical concepts accessible to all. One day, the emperor announced a competition to find the best narrative that could encapsulate the empire's virtues. This was Wen Yu's opportunity to showcase his skillful deployment of idioms and his proficiency in merging real-life examples into his stories. The theme was daunting yet invigorating, to illustrate the role of a scholar in the Han Dynasty. Wen Yu began his narrative with an engaging opener, drawing his audience into a world where the moral compass of a society was guided by the conscientiousness of its individuals. He talked about a young scholar, much like himself, who traversed the empire, teaching and learning in equal measure. This scholar believed in the educational aspects of Confucian thought, holding that education was essential for moral development and social harmony. As the story unfolded, Wen Yu skillfully wove through it the ancient Chinese philosophy he revered. He illustrated the diversity of love through the scholar's interactions with people from various strata of society, showing that love could take many forms and expressions. He highlighted moral intuition by depicting scenarios where the scholar had to rely on his inner moral compass to navigate ethical dilemmas. Through the scholar's journey, Wen Yu brought to life the concept of Li as a life-generating activity, showing how rituals and ceremonies could foster community bonds and nurture the good. Wen Yu's narrative also delved into moral humility, portraying the scholar's growth as he encountered different philosophies and cultures within the empire. The scholar's journey was a testament to the conscientiousness required in one's moral life, always being diligent and careful in ethical considerations. Wen Yu did not shy away from exploring the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, illustrating through his character's journey the complex decisions scholars had to make when faced with conflicting moral choices. As the tale neared its close, Wen Yu seamlessly integrated real-life samples from the Han Dynasty, enhancing the credibility of his narrative and strengthening the audience's connection to the story. He talked about the importance of practical application of virtue ethics, showing how the scholar's day-to-day actions reflected his moral values. The impactful close of Wen Yu's narrative left his audience in awe, not just of the tale itself but of the profound philosophical insights it offered. His story was a roller coaster of emotions, from the struggles and challenges faced by the scholar to the moments of joy and enlightenment. Wen Yu's narrative, The Inkstone and the Empire, a scholar's role in the Han Dynasty, won the emperor's competition, not just for its engaging story, but for how it embodied the Confucian ideals that were revered in the empire. His tale was a reminder of the pivotal role scholars played in the Han Dynasty, not just as keepers of knowledge but as moral compasses of society. Through his extraordinary flair for storytelling and his deep understanding of Confucian philosophy, Wen Yu not only captivated his audience but also left a lasting impact on the empire's intellectual landscape. His narrative was a testament to the power of stories in shaping societies and the indispensable role of scholars in guiding them toward moral and intellectual enlightenment. In the heart of ancient China, under the rule of the Han Dynasty, the life of a scholar was not just a journey through the scrolls of wisdom, but an embodiment of living philosophy. From sunrise to starlight, each day was a testament to the harmonious blend of knowledge, virtue, and the profound teachings of Confucianism. As the first light of dawn pierced through the misty horizon, our scholar, named Liang, awakened to the melodious symphony of nature. This moment, serene and untouched, was when Liang felt the profound connection with the Tao, the way of the universe. It was a reminder that in the grand tapestry of life, every thread was interconnected, a belief deeply rooted in Confucian philosophy where ethics and ontology merge, reflecting on the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue. Liang's morning ritual was a dance of simplicity and intention. He would perform gentle exercises, embodying Li as a life-generating activity. This was not merely a physical routine but a meditative practice to align his body and soul, preparing him for the day's intellectual and moral pursuits. Breakfast was a time for family. Here, the diversity of love as recognized by Confucian tradition was palpable. From the respectful bows exchanged with his parents to the playful teasings with his siblings, each action was steeped in Li, the proper way of conducting oneself, a perfect blend of moral intuition and conscientiousness. The morning hours were dedicated to study. Liang's study room was a sanctuary of scrolls and texts, each a gateway to the ancient wisdom of sages. His study was not just an intellectual exercise but a practical application of virtue ethics. Confucian thought holds education as essential for moral development and social harmony, a principle Liang lived by. As he delved into the texts, he sought not just to memorize but to embody the teachings, understanding the balance between intellectual and practical virtues. Afternoons were for teaching. Liang, a respected tutor in his community, shared his knowledge with the youth. His teaching methods were unique, skillfully deploying idioms and integrating real-life examples, making ancient philosophy accessible and relevant. This was his way of nurturing the next generation, instilling in them moral humility and the importance of living a virtuous life. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Liang would take a reflective walk around the village. This was a time for him to observe the everyday application of Confucian principles, from the conscientiousness of the farmers tending to their crops to the harmonious interactions among the villagers. It was a reminder of the practical application of virtue ethics in daily life. Evenings were spent with family and friends, discussing topics ranging from philosophy to the affairs of the state. These gatherings were a melting pot of ideas, where generalism and particularism in morality were explored. Liang believed in the power of dialogue as a tool for moral and intellectual growth, embodying the educational aspects of Confucian thought. As night enveloped the world in a blanket of stars, Liang would retire to his study, reflecting on the day's events and penning down his thoughts. His writings, rich with narratives and imbued with the teachings of Confucianism, were a testament to his unmatched narrative ability. Each story, a roller coaster of emotions, was crafted with an engaging opener and an impactful close, designed to leave the reader pondering the deeper meanings of life. From sunrise to starlight, Liang's day was a vivid illustration of a life lived in harmony with Confucian philosophy. It was a life where knowledge and virtue were not just ideals to be aspired to but realities to be lived, a beacon of light guiding the way in the pursuit of wisdom and moral excellence. Through his journey, Liang showed us that the path to a fulfilling life is paved with the teachings of the past, illuminated by the practice of virtue in the present. In the heart of ancient China, under the vast expanse of the sky, lay the foundation of what would become one of history's most influential civilizations, the Han Dynasty. It was an era marked by unprecedented growth in arts, culture, and philosophy, a period that saw the emergence of scholars whose thoughts and teachings would echo through the ages. Among these intellectual giants, Confucianism found new vigor, shaping the moral and social fabric of Chinese society in ways that reverberate to this day. The Han Dynasty, spanning over 4 centuries from 206 BC to AD 220, was not just a political entity but a crucible of cultural renaissance. It was a time when the teachings of Confucius, which had lain dormant, were revived and integrated into the state's ideology. This philosophical revival was not merely academic. It was a practical guide to living, influencing every aspect of life from the imperial court to the common household. At the heart of Confucian thought lies the concept of Li, often translated as ritual or proper conduct. However, to view Li merely as a set of rituals would be to miss its profound significance. It is, in essence, a life-generating activity, an ontological articulation of love as good. In the bustling markets and serene courtyards of Han China, Li manifested as a shared understanding, a common thread that wove the fabric of society into a cohesive whole. Confucianism, with its emphasis on familial piety, moral integrity, and social harmony, found fertile ground in the Han Dynasty. Scholars of the era, tasked with educating the future administrators of the empire, didn't just impart knowledge. They shaped the moral compass of the nation. This was a time when the diversity of love was recognized and celebrated, from the deep bonds of family to the respect and loyalty among friends and the reverence for one's ancestors. The Han Dynasty was also a period of moral intuition, where the role of one's inner compass in understanding and practicing morality was emphasized. Confucian thought encouraged an introspective approach, urging individuals to reflect on their actions and strive for moral excellence. This introspection was not an end in itself but a means to cultivate a conscientious, humble, and virtuous life. One cannot discuss the intellectual legacy of the Han Dynasty without mentioning the practical application of virtue ethics. Confucianism is inherently action-oriented, concerned with the day-to-day living out of virtues in a practical manner. It was a philosophy that walked hand in hand with the common man, guiding him through the trials and tribulations of life. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues was clear, yet both were seen as essential to the cultivation of a well-rounded individual. The Han Dynasty, with its scholars and philosophers, stood at the crossroads of generalism and particularism in morality. It explored the tension between universal ethical principles and the unique circumstances of individual cases. This dynamic interplay between the general and the particular shaped the moral landscape of the era, encouraging a nuanced approach to ethical decision-making. In essence, the Han Dynasty was a testament to the enduring power of ideas. Its scholars, by integrating Confucian philosophy with the governance and culture of the era, laid the groundwork for a society that valued education, moral development, and social harmony. The legacy of this period, with its rich tapestry of thought and tradition, continues to influence the world, reminding us of the profound impact that thoughtful, ethical discourse can have on civilization. As we reflect on the echoes of the past, we are reminded of the timeless relevance of Confucian thought. In an age of rapid change and uncertainty, the principles of Li, moral intuition, and the practical application of virtue ethics offer a beacon of hope. They remind us that at the heart of society lies the potential for goodness, for a shared understanding that transcends time and space, connecting us to the scholars of the Han Dynasty and to each other in a profound and enduring way. In the heart of the Han Dynasty, under the vast expanse of China's ancient sky, there lived a young scholar named Li Wei. His dream was as vast as the empire itself, to uncover the essence of wisdom and enlightenment. Li Wei's journey was not just a quest for personal achievement but a testament to the Confucian philosophy that guided the moral compass of the era. The story begins on a crisp autumn morning, with Li Wei standing at the gates of the Imperial Academy. With every step he took, he carried the weight of his family's expectations and the hope of contributing to the greater good of society. It was a path tread by many, but Li Wei was determined to leave his own marks on the sands of time. His unmatched narrative ability, a skill honed through years of diligent study and reflection, allowed him to weave tales that not only entertained but also imparted wisdom. He believed in the diversity of love, as taught by Confucian tradition, recognizing the myriad forms and expressions it could take, from the filial piety towards his parents to the brotherly affection for his peers. As he delved deeper into his studies, Li Wei explored the ancient Chinese philosophy with an expertise that seemed beyond his years. He understood that moral intuition was more than just an inborn sense. It was a skill that could be cultivated through reflection and experience. The concept of Li as a life-generating activity resonated with him, as he saw his pursuit of knowledge as an act of love in itself, nurturing his soul and the community around him. Li Wei's journey was punctuated by moments of moral humility, a trait deeply embedded in Confucian thought. He knew that true wisdom came from acknowledging one's limitations and seeking continuous improvement. His conscientiousness in his moral life was evident in his careful consideration of ethical dilemmas, always striving to find a balance between generalist and particularist approaches in morality. His narratives were skillfully deployed with idioms that enriched the storytelling, making complex philosophical concepts accessible to all. He integrated real-life examples from his experiences and observations, enhancing the credibility of his tales and forging a deep connection with his audience. The pinnacle of Li Wei's quest came when he was called upon to address the emperor and his court. Standing before the most powerful men of the Han Dynasty, Li Wei spoke of the practical application of virtue ethics, emphasizing the importance of day-to-day living out of virtues in a practical manner. He highlighted the educational aspects of Confucian thought, advocating for a society where moral development and social harmony were prioritized. As he concluded his address, Li Wei left an indelible mark on his listeners. His words were a testament to the integration of ethics and ontology, a reflection on the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue. The emperor, moved by the young scholar's wisdom, decreed that Li Wei's teachings be spread throughout the empire, ensuring that the light of knowledge and enlightenment would shine for generations to come. Li Wei's story, a blend of historical richness and timeless wisdom, serves as a beacon of inspiration. It reminds us that the quest for knowledge and enlightenment is a journey that transcends time and place, driven by an unwavering commitment to the greater good. In the narrative of Li Wei, we find a reflection of our own potential to contribute to the tapestry of human history, guided by the principles of love, humility, and virtue. In the heart of ancient China, during the resplendent era of the Han Dynasty, there lived a scholar named Li Wei. Known across the vast expanses of the empire for his profound wisdom and an unwavering commitment to the teachings of Confucius, Li Wei dedicated his life to exploring the intricate tapestry of human emotions and virtues through the lens of ancient philosophy. Each morning, as the first light of dawn pierced through the bamboo groves surrounding his modest scholar's abode, Li Wei embarked on a ritual that had become the cornerstone of his existence. With meticulous care, he would unroll a fresh scroll, grind his ink with precision, and, with a brush poised between his fingers, begin to transcribe the revelations of the previous day. One particular morning, as the autumn breeze carried the scent of chrysanthemums through his open window, Li Wei found himself reflecting on the diversity of love. He penned, "In the realm of human emotions, love manifests in myriad forms. Just as the Confucian tradition honors the distinct expressions of love, from the filial piety between a child and their parents to the fraternal bonds among friends, so too must we recognize and cherish the multifaceted nature of love in our lives." As the days unfolded into weeks, Li Wei's scrolls began to articulate a narrative that was both deeply personal and universally resonant. He delved into the concept of moral intuition, noting, "True understanding and practice of morality cannot solely rely on external teachings. It must also spring from an intuitive knowledge of what is good and right, a knowledge that resides within each of us, waiting to be awakened." Li Wei's exploration of Li as a life-generating activity revealed his belief in the ontological significance of love and virtue. In living out the principles of Li, we engage in an act of creation, nurturing a world where love and goodness flourish. He wrote, his characters imbued with the conviction that every action, grounded in virtue, contributes to the harmony of the cosmos. His humility, another facet of his character shaped by Confucian thought, was evident in his reflections on moral humility. To walk the path of virtue, one must first recognize one's own imperfections. It is through acknowledging our limitations that we open ourselves to growth and true understanding. He noted, a gentle reminder of the importance of self-awareness in the pursuit of ethical living. Li Wei's scrolls were not merely philosophical musings. They were a testament to a life lived with conscientiousness and a dedication to the practical application of virtue ethics. He believed that the essence of Confucian teaching was not found in abstract thought, but in the everyday actions that shape our character and our world. His commitment to education as a means of moral development and social harmony was evident in his interactions with the young minds who sought his guidance. To educate is to plant the seeds of virtue in the fertile soil of the young heart, nurturing them with wisdom and care until they blossom into beings of moral beauty. He would say, his voice echoing the Confucian reverence for learning. Li Wei's narrative, though grounded in the ancient philosophy of Confucianism, was enriched by his skillful deployment of idioms and integration of real-life examples, making his teachings accessible and relatable. His stories, a blend of historical context and timeless wisdom, were a bridge connecting the past with the present, inviting his contemporaries and future generations to reflect on the enduring relevance of Confucian virtues. As the sun set on another day, casting long shadows over the ink-stained scrolls that filled Li Wei's study, the scholar leaned back in his chair, a contented smile playing on his lips. Through his writings, he had not only preserved the essence of Confucian thought for posterity, but had also illuminated the path toward a life of virtue and harmony. In the eyes of a scholar like Li Wei, the teachings of the Han Dynasty were not relics of a bygone era but living principles that continued to guide the human heart through the ages. In the golden glow of dawn, the ancient city awakens to the sound of rustling silk and the soft murmurs of scholars deep in thought. Among them, a figure stands out, not just for the wisdom that seems to radiate from his being, but for the way his life encapsulates the essence of scholarly pursuit in ancient times. This tale, inspired by the philosophies that have traversed through centuries, aims to bridge the gap between the past and the present, weaving through the principles of Confucianism to explore the scholarly life that once was. Our protagonist, a master of letters named Xian, lived in an era where knowledge was revered, and the quest for enlightenment was more than just a pursuit. It was a way of life. Drawing upon my narrative ability, I aim to immerse you into Xian's world, where every scroll opened a door to new realms of thought, and every ceremony was a step closer to understanding the cosmos. Xian's journey is not just a testament to his unmatched dedication but also an exploration of Confucian philosophy. Love in his life took on many forms, from the deep bond he shared with his fellow scholars to his passion for the scrolls he so diligently studied. Each was a manifestation of the diversity of love Confucius spoke of. His moral intuition guided him through complex ethical dilemmas, his actions always aligned with the virtue of Li, seeing life-generating activity as a foundation for good. In his interactions, Xian exemplified moral humility. Never one to assume superiority, he engaged in debates with a sense of openness, always ready to learn. His conscientiousness was evident in every aspect of his life, from his meticulous study of texts to his thoughtful engagement with the community. Xian's life was a practical application of virtue ethics, embodying the Confucian belief in living out virtues in a practical manner. His dedication to education, both as a learner and a teacher, highlighted the importance Confucianism places on knowledge for moral development and social harmony. Xian navigated the balance between intellectual versus practical virtues, applying his vast knowledge in tangible ways to benefit those around him. The story of Xian is peppered with idioms that enrich the narrative, like crossing rivers by feeling the stones, a metaphor for his methodical approach to both learning and life. Real-life examples of ancient scholarly practices, from the meticulous copying of texts to the solemnity of traditional ceremonies, are integrated to enhance the story's credibility and connection with the audience. As we traverse through Xian's life, we see how the generalism and particularism in morality played out. He understood that while general rules could guide behavior, the particulars of a situation could demand a different course of action. This story also reflects on ethics and ontology, showing how Xian's ethical practices were intertwined with his understanding of being and virtue. In the end, Xian's legacy is not just in the scrolls he left behind but in the example he set, a beacon of wisdom, virtue, and humility. His life, between scrolls and ceremonies, offers a glimpse into the scholarly life of ancient times, reminding us of the enduring relevance of Confucian philosophy. This narrative, crafted in approachable English and perfect for translation into speech, not only respects the listener's engagement but also strikes a careful balance between uniqueness and relatable content, adhering to ethical and legal guidelines. Through the story of Xian, we are reminded of the timeless quest for knowledge and the virtues that guide us along the way. In the soft embrace of morning, as the sun whispered its first golden rays over the ancient lands of China, the day of a Han Dynasty scholar began. A master of texts and a seeker of wisdom, his life was a testament to the enduring values of Confucian philosophy, a testament that still resonates in the hearts of those who seek meaning amidst the chaos of modern existence. As the scholar greeted the dawn, he performed his morning rituals with a mindfulness that reflected the Confucian virtue of Li, seeing in each simple action a life-generating activity that harmonized him with the cosmic order. Breakfast was a modest affair, embodying the principle of moral humility. Each bite was a meditation, a moment to reflect on the bounty of nature and the labor of those who made this meal possible. His day was structured around the rigorous study and contemplation of texts that spoke of virtue, ethics, and the proper way to live. However, it wasn't just an intellectual exercise for him. It was a practical application of virtue ethics, an attempt to weave the wisdom of the ancients into the fabric of his daily life. In his study, scrolls were meticulously arranged, each a gateway to the profound depths of Confucian thought, from the diversity of love to the importance of educational aspects in fostering moral development and social harmony. The scholar's approach to learning was not solitary. He engaged in vibrant discussions with his peers, embodying the Confucian ideal of conscientiousness. They debated the nuances of moral intuition and the balance between generalism and particularism in morality, their conversations a testament to the intellectual and practical virtues that Confucianism espoused. These dialogues were not just exchanges of ideas, but were seen as life-generating activities themselves, each participant contributing to the moral and intellectual growth of the other. As midday approached, the scholar took a moment to step outside, immersing himself in the natural beauty of his surroundings. This was a time for him to practice what he preached, to find the extraordinary in the ordinary, much like an adept storyteller finds depth in simple tales. He observed the play of light on the leaves, the gentle dance of branches in the breeze, each a lesson in the beauty of being, a reflection of ethics merged with ontology. The afternoon was dedicated to teaching. The scholar, well-versed in the Confucian tradition, imparted his knowledge to young minds, emphasizing not just the intellectual virtues but the importance of practical action. He used real-life examples to illustrate his points, making the ancient philosophy relevant to the present day. His teaching was not just about imparting knowledge but about igniting a spark of moral intuition in his students, guiding them to find their path to virtue. As dusk fell, the scholar reflected on his day, on the diversity of love he experienced, from the intellectual love for his studies to the practical love expressed in his teaching and interactions. He pondered the tension between generalism and particularism in his moral decisions, the constant balance between the overarching principles of Confucianism and the specifics of each situation he encountered. The day had been a microcosm of a life lived in accordance with Confucian principles, a testament to the enduring relevance of ancient wisdom in guiding modern lives. The scholar, in his pursuit of virtue, serves as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding us that at the heart of Confucian philosophy lies a blueprint for living a meaningful life, one that harmonizes the intellectual and the practical, the moral and the ontological. As the stars took their places in the night sky, the scholar retired for the evening, his heart full of gratitude for the day's lessons. In the quiet of the night, he found a profound peace, a confirmation that his life, though a mere drop in the vast ocean of existence, was nonetheless a vital part of the cosmic order. His story, a blend of the ancient and the contemporary, serves as a beacon for those seeking guidance in the complexities of modern life, a reminder that the wisdom of the past can illuminate the path to a virtuous and fulfilling existence. In the dimly lit corners of history, nestled among the great legacies of ancient civilizations, the Han Dynasty stands as a beacon of cultural and intellectual prosperity. This was a time when scholars were revered, their daily routines steeped in rituals and philosophies that, though ancient, carry timeless lessons for the modern mind. Drawing from the well of Confucian thought, these scholars embody practices that resonate with the pursuit of balance, diligence, and moral integrity in today's fast-paced world. As dawn's first light pierced the horizon, these learned men greeted the day with a reverence that underscored their commitment to self-improvement and societal harmony. Their mornings began not with the clamor of alarms or the glare of screens, but with meditative silence, reflecting on the virtue of Li, a concept so deeply ingrained in Confucian philosophy, signifying not just ritual propriety, but a life-generating activity that fostered love and goodness. This silent contemplation set the tone for a day rooted in purpose and mindful living. Breakfast, though modest, was approached with an attitude of gratitude. In this simple meal, the scholars saw a reflection of the broader tapestry of life, an interplay of hard work, community support, and the blessings of the natural world. It was a daily reminder of the Confucian virtue of conscientiousness, encouraging them to approach each task with diligence and a deep sense of responsibility. Education and self-cultivation were the cornerstones of their daily routines. The scholars dedicated long hours to the study of classical texts, not merely as an academic exercise but as a practical application of virtue ethics. They delved into the writings of Confucius and his disciples, seeking to understand and embody the principles of moral intuition and humility. This intellectual pursuit was balanced with practical application, as they engaged in teaching and community service, thereby bringing the virtues from the realm of the abstract into the tangible world of action. The integration of real-life examples into their teachings served to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and contemporary challenges. Through parables and anecdotes, they illustrated the relevance of Confucian principles in navigating the complexities of human relationships and societal duties. This method of instruction underscored the importance of moral education in achieving social harmony, a theme that resonates strongly in today's world, where ethical considerations often take a back seat to personal ambition and material success. As the day waned, the scholars turned their attention inward, reflecting on their actions and thoughts in a practice of moral self-examination. This was not an exercise in self-criticism but a demonstration of moral humility, acknowledging one's imperfections while striving for continual improvement. It was a time to ponder the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, recognizing that ethical decisions often require a delicate balance between overarching principles and the specifics of a situation. Their days concluded as they had begun, in quiet contemplation under the night sky. This return to silence was not merely a bookend to their activities but a reaffirmation of their commitment to a life of virtue, guided by the wisdom of Confucius and the rich tapestry of Chinese philosophy. It was a testament to their belief in the transformative power of education, not just as a means to intellectual enlightenment, but as a vehicle for moral and social betterment. The daily routines of Han Dynasty scholars, with their deep roots in Confucian philosophy, offer a compelling blueprint for modern living. In their disciplined approach to self-cultivation, their dedication to education and community service, and their unwavering commitment to ethical principles, we find a model of balance and purpose that transcends the boundaries of time and culture. Their lives remind us that wisdom is not merely acquired but lived, and that the lessons of the past hold enduring relevance in our quest for a meaningful and virtuous life.